Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video we're going to be doing a full face of more neglected makeup. I did this several months back. I did a full face of my most neglected makeup. You guys really seem to love that video. I really loved creating that video. So we're going to do it again today because there is more. There is more neglected makeup in my collection. So I went through all of my things and grabbed some products that I know that I love that I just have not reached for a really long time. So we've got some really good stuff in here today. Hope you guys are excited about this one. Any of you that are new here, welcome to my channel. I hope that you'll stick around, hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so I want to kick things off today with a primer. This is the Physicians Formula Spotlight Primer. I have not been using this very much ever since I got the Charlotte Tilbury one and the Milani Soft Focus Glow. This has kind of been pushed to the side, and this is definitely not the same product as those two. This one is much more intense. I don't know if you can kind of tell, but I hope you can kind of see how intense this is. It is pretty intense. Next up, we're going to go in with, also from Physicians Formula, the Healthy Foundation. The main reason I think this has been neglected is because the size of this bottle makes it impossible for it to fit in with my other foundations, because my foundations are in the top drawer of my little makeup desk here. And this one is too tall, so my drawer won't shut if I leave it in there, so I actually had it in a different drawer. If I don't see it with my other ones, I just kind of forget about it, and so that's really what has happened with this thing, and it's been several months, maybe even last winter, since I reached for this thing. This one is in the shade MW2, which should be a perfect match for me during the summertime. I'm just going to take this, put a couple of, oh yeah, wow, what a good shade match. Don't you love when you feel like the shade match is just right? And you don't have to mix things together. Makes life so much easier when your foundation shade is perfect. I know that may not look perfect, but truly my face is a lot paler than the rest of my body, and I do have a little bit of leftover self-tan going on today. I'm going to blend this out with a brush today. This is the Luxie Round Top Blender Brush, one of my favorite foundation brushes. Speaking of brushes, today is August 1st as I am filming this, and those of you that watch Lisa J Makeup here on YouTube will probably know about her brush line that she has come out with. I am actually really excited about that. I want to go, they have a pre-order sale going on today. I really want to go order that set of brushes. I was excited to hear about her coming out with brushes, but I didn't really have intentions of picking up the full set. But as I watched her launch video and watched her talk about and show the brushes that she created, I feel like this brush set is the most perfectly created brush set that I've ever seen. As far as every brush in there, I feel like is one that I actually would use, every single brush that she came out with, which is kind of rare. I've purchased a lot of brush sets over the years. Mainly they're affordable brush sets, and there's brushes from each of those sets that I individually love, but there's usually sometimes up to half of the brushes I don't end up loving or using, but I am considering buying that full set. I need to make a decision and do that tonight before I forget about it. Moving on to a very neglected concealer. It's this right here, the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Concealer. I purchased this during the winter time. This is the lightest shade that they offer, and it was way too dark for me in the middle of winter, and then I kind of forgot about it this summer. So now that I have a bit of a tan, oh boy, it almost still looks a little too dark. I don't know. We'll see how this works. It also has a bit of a pink kind of undertone to it, which normally I'm not a fan of. I like things to have either a neutral or yellow undertone because of my skin tone. I do have quite a bit of yellow in my skin. I have one of those sores. You ever get those sores in like the cracks of your lips? For lunch a couple days ago, I reheated some spaghetti leftovers, and when I went to take a bite, I didn't stir it up first. You know how when you microwave things, they like unevenly heat sometimes? So there was a little piece of meat that hit the side of my mouth, and it was extremely hot, and it burned the corner of my mouth and blistered. Who knew microwave spaghetti could be dangerous? So before I set everything in place, I want to add a little bit of eyeshadow primer. I'm going to use this right here. This is the Essence I Heart Stage Primer. One of you left me a comment recently saying that this was like your holy grail primer that you love for canceling out discoloration on your lids, and it held everything in place all day long. And I was like, I have that primer. I don't remember loving it. I know that I never disliked it, but it's just not one that maybe I didn't give it a good chance. So we're gonna try it out again today. And then to set all of that in place, I'm going to take this loose powder right here. This is the Maybelline Fit Me loose powder. This one's in the color Fair, which is very likely too light for me right now. I'm going to try and just use the tiniest amount. And I'm going to take it on this little brush right here. This is just a Moda brush, a Moda powder brush. A little bit on there. We're going to start actually on the eyelids. Putting most of it on the eyelids, and then with what's left, I'm going to kind of go underneath my eyes just to set that concealer down just a tiny bit. I have seriously the tiniest amount of powder on here. I feel like I need to explain that every time I use powder because I talk often about the fact that I have dry skin. I am not a big powder fan because very often powder just tends to emphasize all the things that I do not want to emphasize, like my wrinkles, my fine lines, my pores. I try to be very light-handed with it, not to mention that it just dries my skin out quite a bit. And I didn't add any more to my brush. I'm just kind of running this over my cheeks to get ready for a bronzer. All right, so now I think I'm going to do my eyebrows next. So I also had a comment from one of you guys recently that talked about how much you loved the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Retractable Brow Pencil. So I pulled this thing out and have been using it for the last several days, and I really do like this. I've had it for quite a while. I want to say I've had this for probably 8 months. I don't know that I ever really formed an opinion on it, but as I've been using it consistently, I think it's a really good brow pencil. It's one of those kind of triangular shaped ones, so it has a thicker end and then a skinnier end, but it is also affordable. The color is fantastic, and the formula of this one, compared to say the e.l.f. one that I talk about and love and use constantly, this one's a little bit more kind of stiff and waxy of a formula, which in some ways I think makes this a little bit easier to work with, because that e.l.f. one, if you don't use a very, very light hand, very light pressure, that thing can get pretty intense pretty quickly because it's very, very soft. This one's not quite as soft, so I feel like you have a little bit more precision with it, but it does still fill things in really quickly and do a really good job, and the color match is fantastic. So if you're looking for a different option, or maybe if that e.l.f. one just didn't work for you, but you want an affordable drugstore brow, then maybe give this thing a try. It's really good. All right, and then to lock those in place, I'm going to take this, the ColourPop Brow Boss Clear Gel. So I really like this product. It is a little bit gloopy, and you have to really kind of blend it out to get that kind of white gloopiness to go away, but it does work really well. We're going to leave those alone for a minute. So let's move into the rest of the face, and then we'll finish off with the eyes. So today I want to go into this. This is the Too Faced bronzer. You guys know I love this bronzer. This is the light bronzer. I have been using the regular chocolate bronzer a lot. That one's kind of the medium shade. I like that one a little bit better in the summertime. This one is quite light. It almost looks like it would be my skin tone, so I haven't been reaching for it lately since I've gotten a little bit more tan. So I thought we could try this thing out today and see if it does still work on my skin and give me a little bit of color, even though it's lighter than kind of what I'm reaching for lately. So I'm going to take that all over this brush right here. This is the Aesthetica P12, just a powder brush, and I'm just going to really build that up right kind of on my outer cheekbones there. Yeah, it's definitely adding color. It's not like super intense, but it's definitely warming up my cheeks quite a bit. Let's add some to the neck. Why not? It's always a good idea to bronze your neck. When in doubt, bronze it out. Alright, so I'm going to leave that there for now. Let's go in with blush next. This is the Laura Geller Baked Blush and Brighten. This one's in the color Tropic Hues. I love these blushes. I have another shade that I love, the Honeysuckle shade. I'm going to take that on my Real Techniques blush brush, and I want to apply that like kind of a little bit further in on the apples of my cheeks. It does have quite a bit of sheen, so I really don't want to go too far in right here. So pretty. So moving into highlighter, I want to go in with this right here. This is the Makeup Revolution liquid highlighter in Champagne. You guys, if you've been watching my channel for at least the last 6 to 8 months, you guys know that I absolutely love this highlighter. It's been probably about 3 months since I've used this. I'm just taking a tiny drop on the back of my hand. I'm gonna dip, kind of tap my ring finger into it, and we're just gonna kind of start tapping that onto just this part of my upper cheek right here. I want to pull kind of what's left over onto my brow bone. Just kind of trying to get this kind of C-shaped area here without getting too close to these kind of crow's feet lines right there. We want to kind of go around the crow's feet, if you know what I mean. I love this because it's so pretty. It blends really easily. It really works into the skin. It doesn't dry out your skin or emphasize any texture, but it does set down and not move. It does not budge once it's set. The tiniest amount goes such a long way. But hopefully you can see kind of the sheen that that gives. It's so pretty. Oh, I love it. So I have a lot of neglected eyeshadow palettes because I have too many eyeshadow palettes. Eyeshadow is my thing. I know I talk about that a lot here on my channel, but one that particularly stood out to me today was this one right here. This is the Persona Identity palette. This is such a great palette. This is probably one of the best eyeshadow formulas I've ever come across. The color story in here is, if you're a neutral lover, this I think would just be your jam. I know probably a lot of you have this palette and love this palette. So I'm excited to dip back into it today because it has been a while. But I think I want to do kind of a cooler tone look today. I want to use this purple and then maybe top it with this kind of taupey shade right here. But let's start off by going with this color right here. This is the color Charming. We're just going to add a little bit of that to the crease. These eyeshadows are also super, super pigmented. So a little bit goes a very long way. So I know I just asked you guys in my last video if you wanted to see a 7 looks video using the Soft Glam palette. There was an overwhelming response of yes to that question, so I am going to be working on that soon, but I really want to try to start doing maybe one of those videos a month or at least every other month. So besides the Soft Glam palette and the Friendcation one, which is already filmed, I'm already editing that right now. I'm hoping that will be up next week. My point in bringing this up was, for the next several months, what eyeshadow palettes would you guys most love to see me do a video like that with? Please sound off in the comments below. Let me know what palette you would love to see me do a 7 looks video with. I'm considering the Jaclyn Hill palette. I don't own that palette, but I've always kind of had my eye on that one. I know it's an old palette. Kind of feel like maybe that palette's, nobody's that interested in that one anymore, but I know probably there's a good chance a lot of you might have it. And I think that'd be a really fun one to do it with because that just looks like such a versatile palette. Alright, so I'm really happy with how this is building up. That's actually a cooler tone than I thought it was going to be, but I'm kind of liking that because I think it will go really well with the purple. So now I want to go into that purple and kind of build that matte purple up on just the outer 2/3 of the lid. So I'm going to take the MAC 217 brush and I'm going to kind of just get a little bit of color on there, tap it off, and we're just going to slowly start from the lash line and work our way up to the crease. I did just turn 38. I know that I've been talking so much lately about the fact that I'm 37. Well, guess what? I'm no longer 37. I'm now 38. I'm officially rounded up to 40, which kind of depresses me a little bit. Because in my mind, this is really stupid. From a mathematical standpoint, I would convince myself kind of in my mind, like, well, 37, if you are halfway between 35 and 40, 37 you would still round down in 5s to 35. So in my mind, I kind of still considered myself like closer to 35 than 40. But no, I'm officially closer to 40 than I am to 35. But I'm also trying to get over my age. I know a lot of you are older than me, and it's not the end of the world. All of us get older every single day, and age is just a number. I really want to believe that in my heart of hearts and not freak out about it, especially because 38 truly is not that old, unless you talk to my kids. So I just wiped off that first blending brush. This is just the M504 by Morphe, and I'm just blending the edge of that out, kind of where those two shadows meet. Now I'm going to take this little brush right here. This is the Morphe M507. This little bitty blending brush. I'm going to take that purple again, just on the very tip, and we're going to just lightly smudge that right underneath this outer half of that lower lash line. I know it's looking a little bit sloppy under this area right here, but we're covering most of that up with the shimmer. So let's go in with the shimmer. I think we'll go with the taupe because I kind of feel like that green might clash with my green shirt. So let's do the taupe. This is the color Seductive. You can see this right here. It's just a pretty kind of silvery taupe. I'm going to take that. We're going to start in the center of the eye and just tap that over the center. It actually looks a little green even on top of that purple, but it's pretty. Ooh, just all over the eyelid, and then we are going to put something more brightening on that inner corner to really brighten things up. But I want it to go almost all the way out to the edge. what kind of makeup products are you guys really eyeing right now? Like, have there been any summer releases that have come out that you guys are super excited about, or you tried out and you love? Or maybe things on the horizon that you guys are really interested in? I kind of feel like I've not been on Instagram as much as I usually am, so I haven't been on like Trend Mood, so I don't really know what's coming. I haven't even been watching, normally I watch pretty much all of Samantha March's videos. She does the Will I Buy It's, which I love those from her. I haven't been watching those as much either, so I kind of feel like I'm out of the loop a little bit on what's coming out. So let me know if there's anything out there that you guys think I might be interested in. Alright, so now for the inner corner, we're going to take the same palette. We're going to take this color right here. I love this color. This is such a good inner corner highlight shade. This is the color Sassy. You can see it's just a nice, icy kind of ivory color. We're just going to pop that on that inner corner just with the pinky. Let's go ahead and do liner and then mascara, and then maybe we'll come back and add a little bit more to that lower lash line. But for liner today, I wanted to go in with a gel liner because gel liner just in general has been so neglected by me lately. So generally I am just a pencil girl. That's just kind of my comfort zone. That's the type of liner I prefer on an everyday basis. But I do on occasion like a good gel liner. I do like what it does for a look. It definitely gives you a different look than a pencil liner. So we're going to do that today. I'm going to go in with this one. This is by Wet n Wild. This is just their black gel cream liner. And I'm taking it on this Moda liner brush. And we're just going to add a little bit of liner to my upper lash line. I kind of feel like this might be a little dry. Okay, so let's move into mascara. So for my neglected mascara, I would have to say it's this one right here. This is the ColourPop BFF mascara. I really like this mascara. I really love what it does for my lashes, but the reason this is neglected by me is this mascara does flake on me after about 4 to 6 hours. So it's not one that I reach for when I need my mascara to last all day long, which usually I do need my mascara to last all day long. I think that's kind of unfortunate because, again, hopefully you guys will be able to see how much length and volume this mascara gives my lashes. I just wish it held up a little bit better on me. Some people out there really swear by it and don't seem to have that problem with it. So let me know if you guys have tried it. So there are the finished eyes with mascara. I think I'm good with the lower lash line. The upper eyes I think are a little intense because of my stronger than I intended wing that I have going on today. But I really like how it looks. I think the eyeshadow especially looks really pretty. I love those eyeshadows. They are so good. I need to use those more. So lastly, let's move on to some neglected things for my lips. First off is this right here. This is the NYX lip liner pencil in the color beige. This is such a great pencil. I love the NYX pencil formula. I haven't used them because I don't know, I've been really loving my Milani ones, my MAC Whirl one, and also the ColourPop lip liners. But these are still one of my original favorites. And this is definitely one of their best shades, I think. Okay, and then for lipstick, I wanted to grab this thing right here. This is the Flower Beauty lipstick in the color Spiced Petal. So I did see a video that Emily Noel did several months back. She did a dupes video and compared this product right here to the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lipstick, which is kind of her iconic lipstick color, and they were exactly the same. She showed them swatched even on her lips and they truly looked exactly the same. I actually already had this in my collection, and after she said that I was like, oh, that's awesome, I already have that one. And I pulled it out and I think I used it one more time and somehow it ended up back in my drawer and I just kind of forgot about it. So we're going to pull this thing back out again today. I want to swatch it on the back of my hand for you guys. You can kind of see it's just that, it's a perfect kind of like medium nude pink, which is kind of the exact type of shade that I like. So I don't know why I don't reach for this more. I have to say, this little wrinkle, I don't know if you can see it in my videos, but I have one very pronounced wrinkle on my lip right there. But man, that thing sure makes it hard to wear lipstick. So lastly, for gloss, I wanted to go in this thing right here. I don't even know if Rimmel makes this anymore. I've had this for over a year. I should probably toss it. But generally speaking, I just wanted to bring up Rimmel glosses because I love Rimmel's glosses, but this is their Oh My Gloss formula. I've always been a fan of Rimmel's lip glosses. They're some of my favorites. I think they have a really good formula. They are super affordable And no one talked about poor Rimmel. I kind of feel like they're getting forgotten. That is it. This is the finished look. I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know your thoughts on any of these products. Do you have them? Have you tried them? Do you love them? Maybe they don't work for you. Let us know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. I so appreciate the time that you spend to watch my videos. It really does mean the world to me. Hope that you guys enjoyed this one. I hope you guys have a great day. Hope that you will subscribe if you haven't yet done that. And I will see all of you very soon in my next video. Bye. The I'm gonna waste my highlighter. Let's add it to the collarbone. Because you know, it's Thursday night. Thursday nights in the summertime are probably about watching Shazam with my kids or something. So I just wiped off that first, oh my gosh, Mandy.